Hey everyone, it's Allison. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And I am popping in today with just a really quick video to celebrate the new Be Bold release from Simon Says Stamp. This is a really great release, and I'm just going to be using one of the dies today. This die is really fun, and there are just so many ways to use it and so many designs that you can come up with. So let's jump in. So here is the plate. It is the nested leaves plate, and it is slightly smaller than A2 sized, and you'll see that in a bit. All right, so I ran this through my machine once. I cut out a piece of white cardstock, and I'm being careful to not let the pieces pop out. I'm adding glue. This is the back now. I'm adding glue to each of the cutout pieces. And I'm going to grab an A2 card base. Now you'll see that this piece is slightly smaller than the A2 card base. I'm trying to make sure it's centered. And I'm going to put my acrylic blocks on top and let the glue dry. So now I'm going to carefully lift off what I'm going to call the negative piece. And once it's off, I'm using my craft pick to just scrape away any excess glue that might be around any of those cutout pieces. All right, so now I have cut a second piece because I want to pop up these leaves on this card base. And again, I'm just going to be careful not to have any of the leaves pop out of this second piece. Now what I'm going to do is pop out a piece from all four corners. Again, leaving all the other pieces intact. And having those holes in the corners is just going to let me line everything up, and you'll see that in a bit. So now I'm adding glue to the cutout pieces that are already on the card base. Sometimes I find it easier to add glue to what is laying flat on my work surface. And so now you'll see I can use those holes in the four corners, line them up, and now I know that everything else is perfectly lined up. So again, I'm going to come in with an acrylic block and let that glue dry before pulling up the negative piece. So here I'm pulling up the negative piece. And so by the way, now I have two negative white pieces that I can use for another card or two cards. So that's a really fun aspect of this die. You have a negative piece and you have the cutout pieces. Now I can glue on those corner pieces that I had popped out earlier, and here is the result. Now all the pieces are popped up 2 pieces thick, and now we're ready to play. So I have cut out another piece from some turquoise cardstock, and I'm just, like I said, I'm going to play. And again, so many ways to come up with designs and patterns. So here's another pattern where I'm adding more colors, and I can have each little circular part of the design be a different color, or I can have kind of stripes of different colors. And here I'm just using 2 colors. Again, this was just a lot of fun to play with. So here, if you use one of the negative pieces, you get a totally different look. And again, I was just having fun. You can see I cut out so many colors using this die. And so here's another idea. You can do some die cut inlay. If you lay that negative piece on a card base and just start popping in different colors of those leaves. And again, still playing. I'm just seeing now what my cutout pieces would look like on a colored piece of a colored card base. So I could have just kept playing. I did play for quite a while actually. But now that I've settled on an idea, I can start gluing my little pieces on. And for this design, I'm just going to get one piece of each color in place so that I remember where every color is going. And now I can just start gluing all of the colors down. And you can see them all off to the left, all kinds of pieces ready to glue onto the card base. So I really love all of these colors. And here is the resulting card. And I used a circle die to pop up a sentiment in the middle. And I'll have details for sentiments and things like that on my blog. Here's another card. Now this one I did some die cut inlay that I showed you earlier. And that brown negative piece, it's hard to see in the picture, but I actually popped that up on 2 other layers of negative pieces. So the negative piece on this card is popped up versus the cutout pieces on the last card. And the mom is from a new stamp set. There are actually quite a few new Mother's Day products in this collection. And now we have the card that you saw at the beginning of the video, and this was probably the easiest one. I just took one of the blue negative pieces and glued that onto a white card base. And again, I cut a circle out of the same blue colored cardstock, and I stamped a sentiment on there. Now the sentiment, I love how the angle of the sentiment matches the angle of the bird. And this is one of my favorite birds. This is the layered warbler bird. And again, in the back, you see I have a bunch of other negative pieces that are ready to make quick cards with. So that is it for me today. I definitely encourage you to check out the entire Be Bold collection. It's really fun. Again, all the links will be on my blog. There's also links to supplies below in the description. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. As always, I really appreciate you being here. Take care and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.